Yo, what's good guys, it's Shoto Draft. Hopefully everyone's doing well, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. And today, as the title suggests, we'll be announcing the winner of my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which was this VSTAR Universe booster box right here. Sorry about the glare, but this is the exact box that you guys will be receiving, so hopefully one lucky winner. We got some really good pulls in this, and I am curious to know what you guys get, so whoever the winner is, please let me know. But before we get into that, I actually want to get into your questions that you guys commented in that video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First question comes from Patrick C, and these questions are in no particular order. This is just what I see on my YouTube comment section. But then first one, as I said, Patrick C, congrats on the 1K, thank you. Hope to see much growth in your channel and love your channel, man. What's your current chase card that you currently don't have in your collection? So I'm kind of chasing a lot of things, more like sets, completing sets and stuff like that. But I think one card, if I had to choose, would be a Japanese Gold Star Ray and a PSA 9. I think I want to do a Gold Star 9 set in Japanese, so I guess that will be one. So yeah. Next we have Joel. If you had to pick a Pokemon to save your life, which Pokemon would it be? Which one would you bond with the most? Congratulations. And we have a party ball with confetti falling out of it. I think I would choose Mew. I think Mew is just like a playful Pokemon. You can play with it. It'll help you fly. It like teleports. It'll put you in the bubble and you'll go places. I don't know. I feel like Mew is like a very fun Pokemon to have. Companion, I guess. So I think Mew. Definitely Mew. Maddie asks, what is your favorite forbidden Pokemon lore? Okay. For example, I always wonder what Professor Oak did with all his extra Bulbasaurs, or why Venonat had the same eyes as Butterfree but turns into Venomoth. Huh, okay. Love what you do, keep grinding, dog. Really appreciate that. I definitely heard of those, but I think what sticks out to me a lot is Mew and Ditto. So basically they're the same color, same shiny variants. They're like the sky blue, light blue color, same stats. And I think the lore is Ditto is failed experiments of when they try to clone Mew. Also, their first move is transform, both Mew and Ditto. So yeah, definitely one of my favorites, so I would choose that one. Ruben says, congrats on the 1K. Pretty new to this channel, so a little hard to think of a good question. What is your favorite Pokemon game? I think if I had to choose, it would be Pokemon Gold. Pokemon Gold I played to the ground. So Gen 2 games, a lot of nostalgia, so definitely that one. Toe X, hopefully I'm not butchering your name. They ask, how has your experience with eBay been so far? Sorry, listing is quite the collection so far. I finally have a decent collection worth posting for sale, and I'm skeptic. Well, I would say eBay is definitely the world's largest, I guess, marketplace, so don't be too skeptical. Obviously, you have to kind of know what people want. Post things, or I guess auction things that you know will definitely sell. I sell what I want to sell and what I think the market will like, and then anything else I'm just holding. I don't really mind if it just sits on my eBay. Also, one thing to add, don't be scared of the fees. Think of the fees as more like an advertising fee, because it is just putting it out there for anyone in the world to see with the internet connection, so the fees are negligible. So I'll just always keep that in mind as you're selling too. Hopefully that makes sense. Sorry if it's very long-winded, but yeah. Big Ben says, congrats dude. Also, what is your favorite Pokemon set in TCG? I would say VS. Actually, yeah, I think VS might be the top. It's not really that expensive, but then I love the concept of it. It's like Gen 2 gym heroes and like gym leaders and like Elite 4 and their respective Pokemon. And it kind of has similar vibes to like Gym Hero, Gym Challenge. So I would say VS is probably one of my favorites. So do have a video that I should do, but then I've just been lazy, but VS set for sure. Jordan that says, if Pokemon needed to add a new typing into the games and franchise, what do you think the new typing should be? Congrats too, bro. I feel like they covered all of their bases, no? Actually, because there's dark Pokemon, I would say light Pokemon. I think light typing, just think about Neo Destiny and all that. It was like the first and last set with the light Pokemon. I think light typing would be pretty cool, so maybe they can bring that back. That would be pretty sick. Jack D says, what made you start collecting Pokemon cards? Wow, 1K, man, awesome stuff. I guess what got me back in was Evolutions when they, I guess, reprinted base set. And yeah, I think it was just more nostalgia. I think I came in and out, like especially during high school, I was like a closet Pokemon collector. But obviously with no capital and also just my mind being on other things, my mind wasn't really fully into Pokemon, which I kind of regret. But anyways, to answer your question, it was mainly just nostalgia, so yeah. Dom R says, big milestone reached. Wow, man, congrats. Which is your top 3 legendaries? Okay, legendaries, I would have to say Ho-Oh, just because the first episode of Pokemon. I guess the legendary beast, the cat dog, Suicune, Entei, Raikou, we can kind of group them into one. And one more. How could I forget? Rayquaza. Yeah. Rayquaza for sure. So Ho-Oh, Rayquaza, and the legendary dog. So those are my top 3 or top 5, I guess. But yeah. Smallest Penguin says, good questions are hard to come up with, so I'll stick with something pretty standard and boring. What is your favorite Pokemon era in the Pokemon, or what is your favorite era in the Pokemon TCG? And I kind of mentioned this before, but the Gym Heroes Neo era in WotC, that's probably my favorite. Never really got into E-Series because I think during that time I was like middle school, high school, so it kind of fell out of Pokemon, so definitely Gym Series and then Neo for that question. Alexander Karatis, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Congratulations from the UK. Okay, UK viewer, welcome. What is the happiest pack opening memory you have? Man, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but I definitely remember saving up to go to the mall to buy a single pack of base sets, coming home, and I think I pulled a Charizard, but I don't remember if it was in the car or if it was at home, but I do remember pulling a Charizard. I remember pulling a Hollow Wigglytuff from a jungle pack, and I think in more recent times I would say like any god pack. I think the VMAX Climax god pack that I pulled, a very recent one, was I actually opened a Cosmic Eclipse Japanese Dream League box, and then I pulled the Lily Full Art. That was crazy. So yeah, quite a few, kind of ranging from like, you know, back in the day compared to now, so pretty solid cards, I would have to say. Panda says, what is your favorite card in one of the most recent sets? The most recent sets, I guess if I had to choose like VSTAR Universe, I think it's the Raikou full art. Him like running with like speed lines and electricity around him. That one's pretty sick. Honestly, like anything from like VSTAR Universe, VMAX Climax, those cards are crazy. So yeah, Modern is killing it right now. So very excited to see what the future holds for the Pokemon TCG. Kevin Kolar says, what is your favorite memory since you began collecting Pokemon cards? Honestly, I think it was like probably Worlds 2019. And also going to the regionals in Baltimore, even though that was a hot mess in terms of like the signatures, meeting a bunch of people, you know, post-COVID was really nice. And yeah, just like really getting to meet people in the hobby. I think that was a big recent memory that I have that really sticks. So yeah, I think that. And also I guess my first pre-release, which was the Evolution pre-release, and I got a Charizard, the pre-release stamp. And I created that, and it's got a PSA 8, and I think that card is definitely going to stay in the personal collection to like the day I die. So yeah, very sentimental. Tabitha Willis says, congratulations, thank you. What is the most sentimental Pokemon card you own, and also the highest value? Thank you, with the yellow heart. So I kind of mentioned it before, but I guess sentimental would be definitely that Charizard Evolutions pre-release promo. The Saito Mew that I got signed. Shout out to PFM. Huge thank you to you. Like, not be understated. Huge shout out to you. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any of the cards from my childhood because I remember a tragic story where I put my cards in my pocket and my mom, she put them in the washer. And it was just a stack of like holographic rare cards. Rare. And then, yeah, I think that definitely killed my collecting, I guess, drive at a young age. So I'm just like, man, this sucks. And I kind of just like fell out of it. And to answer the second part of the question being the highest value, I think that might be my PSA 8 Gold Star Charizard. But I do want to crack that out and send it in to hopefully get a 9 because that's just for the personal collection. So no intention of selling, but I think that may be the one. So yeah, Gold Star Charizard, PSA 9, Japanese. Josh Arda says, yay, congrats. So thank you for watching, man. Really appreciate it. Drew Kinney says, what's your all-time favorite Pokemon set? I think as I mentioned before, I think it might be VS, a mixture of the Gym series with Neo or the Gen 2 era. So VS set. John Alp, hopefully I'm saying that right. What is your favorite trio of starters? And this one is pretty easy. Gen 2, Chikorita, Totodile, and Cyndaquil. I think Gen 2 can't go wrong. It's so funny how Feraligatr, the reason why his, I guess, name is Feraligatr with TR, it's because in the game, they couldn't fit a vowel in between. So they just put on an R and then it just stuck. So fun fact or trivia fact for anyone who didn't know. But yeah, definitely Gen 2 starters. Also Cyndaquil, best one, but yeah. Steven Danielson says, if you could be a Pokemon, which one would you be and why? Congrats on the subs, bro. I think Mew, because you can fly, teleport. It's just like so like carefree, living life kind of thing. So I would love to be a Mew for a day or however long I could be, but definitely Mew, which is, yeah, I think Mew. Okay, Pokemon World 1990 asks, favorite evolution? Simple and quick question. Well done to the 1K. Thank you. I think evolution, I guess like if we had to like separate it into like generations, like Gen 1 would be Jolteon, Gen 2 is Espeon. Between Glaceon and Leafeon, I would choose Leafeon. Then all time, I think Espeon, just because playing Gold and Silver growing up and Crystal, when you have your final battle with Red and he has an Espeon, it is so strong. So I think because of that, I'm like, man, I want one now. So yeah, definitely Espeon, I think. I know a lot of people like Umbreon, which I definitely understand, but I think for me, I was just so annoyed of Karen's Umbreon because it was so bulky in the Elite Four, but yeah, I think I prefer the attack stat over the defense, but Umbreon is cool, but I think Espeon kind of nudges it out for me. Joshua Lampman says, what do you think Ditto's favorite food is? Would it be pudding, right? Because you are what you eat? Or Jello? No, I think pudding makes more sense, so probably eats a ton of pudding. But if not, he probably eats like the generic like Pokemon pellet food or like dog food as you see in the shows, but probably pudding though, I think. Jim says, congrats to 1K man. You want a Pokemon question? Yes, I do. Is Pokemon anime Diamond and Pearl the best generation to watch as a teenager? No, that is incorrect. The correct answer is to watch the Indigo Plateau or the Indigo League. It's on Netflix, I think. Not sponsored. I think if you kind of can get past the corny jokes and I guess the animation compared to today's standards, it's a really good show. And also the OG Ash voice actress, so can't go wrong with Gen 1. Also, Gen 2 is good too, but then can't go wrong with the classic Gen 1. Beat 'em Up Dom says, congrats on the 1K, just subscribe to. What is your favorite Pokemon game? Only the mainline series, not Pokemon Stadium or Snap. Man, I played Stadium to the ground. I played that a lot, but without those, I would have to say Gen 2, Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal, and I guess Heart Gold, Soul Silver as well, because I think those remakes are so good. I kind of want to play it on stream. So yeah, if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. But yeah, Heart Gold Soul Silver was such a good remake of Gen 2. I know a lot of people want like a Let's Go Pichu, Let's Go Meryl kind of thing. That'll be insane. But until that day, I think Heart Gold Soul Silver, Gold Silver Crystal definitely take the spot for me. Pokey Jason says, do you prefer Mew or Mewtwo? Congrats. And I think my answer is pretty obvious. It's definitely Mew. Mewtwo, I don't know. Just maybe it was weird that like growing up, like seeing him talk, you know, like telepathically, that was kind of weird because I feel like Pokemon shouldn't really talk, but he is, or he does, because he's like, you know, like evolved from Mew. He's like the superior Pokemon, whatever. But anyways, yeah, definitely Mew. Tim Collectible says, congrats. Thank you. Brandon Storch says, what is your top 5 favorite cards in your collection? That's kind of tough, but I guess you can kind of see my collection on my IG page, shameless plug. But definitely the Koki Saito Mew, the Yukamori Giraffe rig that I got from someone, shout out to you. Those two, probably my pre-release Charizard from the pre-release kit. I feel like I need to see them, but then yeah, it's so hard to choose because right now they're just in boxes sitting. But I don't know, top 3s, top 5s, they're really hard. But I mean, hopefully those 3 suffice for now, but that's all I can think of. So yeah. Meows had 2 comments and they said, love this video, and who is your favorite Pokemon of all time? So I guess I kind of should have proofread these questions so I can like bunch a few together. But I guess of all time, I don't know, people kind of ask me like, if you had to choose one Pokemon, it's a toss-up between Mew, Cyndaquil, or Girafarig, just because that's the mascot. But if I had to choose one, it would still be Mew. So yeah, I think Mew is my favorite Pokemon of all time. Taylor R says, what is your most valuable card or slab you own? Doesn't have to be by price, could be sentimental value too. Geez, 1K, crazy number. Honestly, 1K, I'm just like, damn, like thinking about it, like that's like a room, like a lecture hall, and like everyone's just like looking at me. Just gotta say thank you guys so much for, I guess, watching my stuff, or if you're new or newly subscribed, hopefully the content is enjoyable. But anyways, back to the question. Valuable card, I guess value wise, might be the Charizard Gold Star. Sentimental, I think it might be the Charizard Evolutions promo. Also the Koki Saito sketch Mew, that's another one. Next we have Paz, which hopefully I'm saying that right. I never knew how to say your name, but Jimmy, what's up, man? Let's go, congrats. When was Ash born? Pretty sure you can find that on Bubblepedia somewhere, but then I honestly have no idea, but glad to see the day one, I guess, supporter in here. But yeah, really appreciate it, man. Dustin I says, what is your favorite Pokemon card that I own? I guess, you know, what I mentioned before, the Charizard or the Mew. Alexandru Catalina Ania. Hopefully I said that correctly, but what is your favorite Pokemon? Mine is Gudra. As I mentioned, Cyndaquil, Girafarig, Mew, those three all kind of like occupy the top 3 slot. They're kind of on a rotating basis, but those are the top 3 for sure. Garakachmal says, biggest mistake you made? Okay, with anything Pokemon related, like something you regret. GG's on the subs. Thank you. More so like Pokemon card related. I think more so when I got back into the hobby around like 2015. Yeah, 2015. Because now I kind of feel like I'm playing catch up, because during that time that I wasn't collecting, I obviously was focused on other things. So it's just hindsight, you know, can't really do anything about hindsight. But then that is one thing I kind of regret, is I kind of wish I kind of stuck with it, I guess, especially with the channel as well. So I feel like if I had to like picture like, you know, 2 separate timelines diverging, the other me that stuck it through with the YouTube channel, I wonder where he would be. So that is a regret, I would say, just because of how far the market has come, you know, price-wise and everything, especially during the 2020 boom. So yeah, that is, I guess, one regret that I have. But I mean, honestly, right now I'm learning a lot. I feel like there's a timing and place for everything, so I think right now I'm just in that time, so can't complain. Next we have Mike Park, Young Mike, with a question: how do Pokemon reproduce? EX, or example, Charizard mate and thus have babies which are Charmanders, or Charmanders mate and make Charmanders. I need to know, lol. So I feel like if you have like a stage 1, they're like kids, you know, like Charmeleon's more like the teenage, you know, like college angst, and then like Charizard's like the adults. I don't know, you usually drop your Pokemon off at the daycare and they present you an egg, so the world will never know. Only the old granny and the old man at the daycare would know, so it's gonna be forever a mystery for us. And second to last question is, or no, this is the last question. Tem1937 says, as an adult, when do you think the time to quit Pokemon habit because of life? Okay, so if I'm understanding that question correctly, it's like, when do you think life will take over Pokemon? I guess the hobby itself. And personally, for me, I don't really see myself like maybe like really stepping out. Maybe once I have kids and everything, and like maybe once I'm like 50, 60, I won't be collecting nearly as hard. But also hopefully by then I have like my goals, like collecting goals achieved. But then I think I'll still like probably at the age of 60 go to like a Walmart or Target, if that's still a thing in 30 years or 40 years, whatever. Take a pack off of the shelf or something. But I feel like I'll always like be connected to Pokemon. So I feel like Pokemon will always be in my peripheral. But yeah, so thank you for the questions. That was actually really fun. If I do this again in the future, I'll definitely proofread and kind of combine questions together. But without further ado, let's get into the wheel of names. So I have all 31 names here, and these are names that asked a question. I think I made that very clear. So if you just said like congrats, unfortunately you weren't able to, I guess, participate. But yeah, so we have 31 names, and because this is a 1K special, let's actually shuffle this 10 times. So let's shuffle it real quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you see this and your name is chosen, please send me a message on Instagram. I believe my socials are in the description below. So send me a DM and I'll explain how you can claim the box. But yeah, so if you win, let me know, and then I guess in a week, if they don't respond, then I'll re-roll again and then try to message you or comment on the comment that you left. So hopefully that makes sense, but let's spin the wheel and see who's gonna win this box. So 3, 2, 1, go! Oddly, this time around, I guess there weren't many people that interested. Maybe it's because it was Japanese, but yeah, so slowing down. And who's gonna be? This does spin for a while. It's gonna stop. Okay, John Alp. Okay, alright. So I'll comment on your question, and also if you do see this, send me a DM on Instagram. For all the people that participated in the giveaway, thank you so much for your questions and also the support. I understand 100% if you want to unsubscribe, but hopefully the future content that I provide will be of some interest, so hopefully you do stick around. But yeah, that is it for this video. It was actually really fun to do this AMA, so hopefully I can do more in the future, maybe. But yeah, thank you guys again. Really appreciate the support. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.